Hello everyone, Pauline Horricks here from bigbrush.com again, and I'm just doing a short demonstration of a birch tree in winter or late fall with winter coming. The first thing I do is a little sketch, and then I wet my paper very well with a big brush, front and back, and let it soak in, and then I dry the surface of the paper very well with a towel so that I can have dampness underneath the paper and be able to make lines that do not bleed. So as you can see here, I'm doing that. I'm putting some lines in, and because the paper is dry on the surface, the paint does not bleed into the margins. And then, but I can add water to this. So I'm just putting burnt sienna and some maybe cobalt, burnt sienna and cobalt, a blue anyway. And I'm putting that, laying it down for shadows along the edges of the birch tree. And then because the paper is still damp underneath, I can add water and bleed those edges out so that they're soft. Then when it's had a little bit of time to dry, I use a credit card, or you could use a palette knife, something like that, to scrape lines in. If you so to simulate birch, birch bark. If you notice when you do this, if you use the lines, if you make the lines that you're scraping rounded at the bottom and rounded at the top and flat across, it will give the appearance of roundness. It depends. So it would be your point of view of the tree. So I picked the middle. So using that, using the credit card, I clean it off in between so that I'm not pushing too much dirt everywhere. So you can just do this. So I'm just pressing the paint out to the side. So I put a little bit of light watercolor, like a violet tone in the back of the birch tree in the sky, and now I'm putting in dark with, this would be burnt sienna and ultramarine blue to make a dark, so that I'm going to start to make the blisters and the dark edges in the tree. Then I'm going to use a bit of water to wash those out because, of course, the paper is still damp underneath. So I can still wash those marks out a bit. And I try to continue the pattern of rounded at the bottom to give the appearance of a round tree. So just use water. Be very loose. Don't try to be too particular and meticulous. Just be loose with your water and your paint. Here I'm just doing a little bit of a branch with my brush. I think I should have used a pointier brush, but that seems to be okay. I'll use my knife. Then also to make thinner marks there. See, with the knife, you rub the knife flat in paint on your palette, loose paint, wet paint on your palette, and then tap it, and then just kind of use the edge of it to do some make some more marks. That makes it very nice thin marks. Here I'm just to make it more loose and give it kind of a bit of atmosphere, I'm just using water to spread some of those marks around. So now you see how the dark marks are not really so dark anymore. And here I decided to lift some out. Oh, and put dark colors in. As you can tell, I'm doing this as a voiceover afterwards. So I keep wetting the area. So now what I'm going to do is I use salt to make a kind of a snowy-like effect. Very, and then some more dark marks. But the salt, what the salt does is you have to wait until it's not too wet anymore, so that it's starting to dry, and then you add the salt. And the salt, what the salt does is salt attracts water. So the salt, and in the water is the paint. So when the salt goes down on the painting, it pulls the water and it pulls the paint, and it leaves those little sparkly marks. It's where there is no like snow or something. I think I'm going to need some more salt. You can see a little bit of the salt effect in the middle of the tree there, under the branch from on the left. But I'm going to add more salt because it's not, oh, there we go. My salt shaker doesn't shake out very much, so I'm just going to drop some in, and you'll see the effect of this. And if I just put it kind of everywhere on the edges, it will appear to be a snowy day in late fall, snow just starting. And that's it. That's the painting.